When I was coming up, it was basketball, music, in the streets. We are raised by our parents, 75%. After a certain age, 25%, it's all streets or your environment. And if you live in the ghetto, a lot of the times, it's your environment. When I was coming up, all we had was drug dealers to look up to. I had some figures in my family, some male figures, right? I had a dad, I had a stepfather, you feel me? So in terms of being a man, like, they showed me certain things of what not to be and what to be, but everybody ain't had that. And so in that, we don't realize how much you're influenced by something. I didn't realize how much I was influencing a certain culture and throwing flames, wood on the flames of certain people, like for the culture, right? And so these people were listening. These kids were listening. I got kids running up to me they're not kids no more. They grown ass men. These motherfuckers is 33, 30, 30. You feel me? And they running up to me like, yo, Rosco, man, we used to listen to you when I was 13. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Because a nigga was stuck in a time warp. You know what I'm saying? Like purgatory almost. You feel me? I went to jail, these niggas was like 18. I come back home, these niggas is 30 something. But I'm not analyzing the effect that I had on people. We don't know how much we influence people through our actions, right? We have to understand the power of our influence. If you're somebody, but even if you're not, half the time, you know what I'm saying, you ain't even got to be a major figure to realize your influence, my nigga. All you got to do is just analyze, like, the little kid that's looking up to you, the one you might take to the store to go get something, give $1 to or $2 to go get something to eat, some candy, some chips or something. These little kids are looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? One time, man, you had to live your music, right? You had to live it. Now you can just talk that shit. Everybody go get some crazy guns or some shit like that, but you could just talk that shit, wave a gun on camera, and then, you're a viral sensation, or, you know what I'm saying? That's how I used to, you couldn't do that back then. Like, you had to get vouchered in. Like, somebody had to vouch for you. Oh, yo, no, so-and-so, yeah, no, he really that. One time we was getting a deal. I ain't gonna say nothing about the record exec, but he literally told me, yo, if you gotta pull out a gun on this lady to get this deal, we gotta get this deal. And I said, really? Because it was like for $4 million. The deal was like $4 million. So I said, really? All right, fuck it. What do I do? Pull out this big old dumbass gun on this lady, trying to convince her that I'm really that, and scared the shit out of her. We eventually got the deal later on, but even so, even in that moment of me doing it, it didn't feel right. Right? It was regardless if she was a record executive or not, she still was a woman that you wanted me to convince that I was really, and that we was really that. And it was just a sad thing when I think back on it. You feel me? And so when these kids is running up to me and they telling me like, yo, and they're not kids anymore. These dudes is 30 something. They grown men, but they telling me how much influence that I have on them. But in the same breath, these niggas is walking around tattooed faces. And it's just, I ain't, again, I'm not coming down on your face, nigga. That's your face. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with your face. But we know ultimately, it's the culture, this thug shit and whatever you niggas is doing out here in these streets, right? But, when they coming up and they telling me like, yeah, I got it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to listen to your shit and yeah, that shit was gangster and like, yeah, I'm a G and blah, blah, blah. I'm just listening and I'm sitting there like, God damn it. I wish I would have never. I'm sorry, little nigga. But you can't say that to these niggas because they not little no more and they already activated. So they not realizing like, damn, this was something that you regret. I wish I wouldn't have never pushed that button. See, the thing is now I can talk about that shit because I did it. But I ain't living it. I don't want to live it. Being redemptive is understanding what you shouldn't be doing, what you shouldn't have done, and being apologetic and accountable for it. Right? The power of influence. Realize that we all have influence. Realize your influence. And whether you're going to use it for right or wrong, good or bad. Period. Rosco P. Coldchain, and I'm up.